Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new Nexx X.WED3 helmet. Now, the X.WED line from Nexx is designed at ADV riders that are putting just as many miles on the tarmac as they are off-road. And in the past few iterations, there's been some things we liked about the X.WED and some things we didn't like. But with the X.WED3, I think they've listened to a lot of customer feedback. They brought a lot of new technology and a lot of cool innovations to the table to give you a great offering if you are shopping for an all-new ADV helmet. So when we look at the overall construction, you can see it's a very technical ADV helmet. That's always been Nexx's thing. I always like to joke around and say that they bring more tech to the game than anybody else, just in thinking things through, adding extra features, not being concerned about adding extra parts onto the helmet, but overall making a pretty solid update to the helmet. And I do have the old X.WED2 right here on my right, and the one on my left is the latest version. You can see a lot has changed with the new model, and I think they did a great job in overall updating the peak, the shell, and some cool creature comforts on the interior of the helmet. But first, let's talk about some of those features on this one. You're looking at an X Matrix 2 shell, so it is an updated composite fiber reinforced shell. So it's fiberglass, carbon fiber with a little bit of aramid mixed in there, but it is a new shell altogether that they've been using across a couple different helmets out there. And you are getting 3 shell sizes. The split comes at extra small to small, medium and large is its own shell size, and extra large up to 2 extra large. DOT and ECE 2206 rated, and it comes in about 4 pounds, 2 ounces in a size medium. I do have the carbon fiber version over on my left, which I wanted to showcase. Comes with a little bit of extra features, has a dark smoke shield on it, as well as a larger Pinlock 120 shield included in the box. But again, you get that pretty awesome looking carbon fiber all the way throughout. Coming back to the original version, when you're looking at it overall, it does have an intermediate oval fitment when it comes to the internal, so it's a little bit longer front to back than it is side to side. And I will say it is a little bit narrow down the side, like by the ears, so I'd say if you have a narrower head, just keep that in mind when you're putting it on and taking off, but a true intermediate oval around the crown. And if you're questioning what size is right for you or what helmet shape or size you have, go to check out our How to Size and Buy helmet guide. That'll walk you through all the nuances if you're looking for your first helmet or if you're just trying to really hone in your overall fit. $500 is the price point when it comes to the regular version. The carbon fiber version is $750. Again, you're getting a couple extra pieces in the box, but overall just that carbon fiber main construction. So when we're looking at the overall main construction and overall features of the X.WED3, one thing I want to point out is my favorite feature is that they removed the peak from the side plates of the shield. So now you can easily pop it off, run it as just a full face helmet. You can leave the peak on, take the face shield off, and run it with goggles or something along those lines. So it has those 3 different orientations. I really like that they split it away from the shield. Just makes it a little bit easier when taking it off. If you get to the highway portion, you can pop the peak off and tuck it away in there. So I do like that they did that. They updated the lower chin vent down here. You do have a sliding chin vent that you can also, it has a mesh liner on the inside, so you can go ahead and clean it out if any debris gets filled in there. There is also a little action camera mount piece down here. I'll show you some accessories that come in the box, because I think it's really nifty how they did it. But a lot of accessories, if you want to add a camera to the top of the helmet or down at the chin, you have all those features built in, as well as side plates, things along those lines. 3 vents up under the peak up top, a really easy sliding motion. You can easily find it with a gloved hand. And then when we spin around to the back, you do have 2 exhaust vents hidden up under the spoiler, as well as a goggle strap. Now you can ditch the goggle strap holster if you want to, if you just want to toss it on. I typically do that just because if I'm taking them on or taking them off, I don't want to have to deal with a strap or having them dangle. But you do have that option on there and a screw that you can easily remove it. Looking at the face shield, very large face shield that is reinforced on each side with a lift tab on the left-hand side. Not too many detents that are really stout, but again, if you put it up in the upright position, if you're running goggles underneath of it, it will hold up there. So I do like that they reinforced it. And then the drop-down sun visor is the one I really wanted to talk about. As you can see, there's a drop-down sun visor. The mechanism is up here on the left side of the shield, as it's been for quite a few years with Nexx, but it's one of the biggest drop-down sun visors that I've seen out there. It's about 100 millimeters. It's one of the largest ones that comes out of the box with any brand that I've really seen. 100 millimeters, so great coverage. You can tuck it away, add goggles in there if you want to, if you're riding off-road, or if you're just tossing them on to go through a puddle, you can drop the shield down and really get protected from the elements. So really cool. The shield removable system is pretty easy. There's just a tab on each side that you push up and then the shield will pop off if you're going to remove it. So again, not too complicated. I like that they split these 2 away from each other just so it's a little bit easier in practicality when you're going through it. Another thing I want to talk about is down at the bottom. You can see they do have some impact foam around the chin. They also have a much larger hawksbill designed to the helmet to go ahead and protect the shoulders. If you get into an accident, it's not going to break your collarbone or anything like that, but they added the foam in there just for added reinforcement. If you should hit your chest, you're not wearing chest protection or anything like that, get a little bit of extra added protection there. The shell itself is still designed to take the Nexx XCOM units. This is actually designed for the XCOM3, an all-new unit that is coming. It comes in both mesh as well as a Bluetooth system, so you can choose which one you want and pair it in seamlessly. Other Bluetooth systems will work within the helmet, but it is designed to go with the Nexx system out of the box. Some other things I want to talk about is, you probably noticed that right here on the side, we have orange tabs at the side. And one thing I really thought was pretty clever, most emergency release cheek pads are actually one-time use. When you pull it out, it snaps the tabs. Nexx went ahead and thought that through. So these tabs on the side is actually how you would remove the cheek pads inside. If I can get the tab out, you see it actually is just a little rubber grommet, and you slide that back and you can actually then remove the cheek pads inside. So it's a multiple use system, and when it comes out of the box, it'll actually have a QR code on there for any EMS that's responding. Can scan that for safety information, your health information, all that, as well as how to safely take the helmet off should you need it. I'll go ahead and slide it off on the other side as well, and then get ready to show you the interior. Actually, before I get to the interior, I mentioned it comes with a lot of accessories in the box. I think it might be one of the most clever designed ways to include accessories like GoPro mounts, things along those lines. It's in the box and it looks just like just an ordinary piece of cardboard, but when you open it up, you'll actually see it is displayed out as you get the side pods to go. If you're replacing the shield on the side, you can add those in there to just run a goggle system. You have action camera mounts, you have top mounts, you have a replacement chin skirt, as well as some extra bolts and everything in case you take the peak off, and you can go ahead and replace that. It's really nifty design, and I think it's really awesome that they thought through even just the presentation within the box for these accessories. You'll also get an peak extender in there. That one doesn't get an awesome design as to where it sits in there, but I wanted to talk about that. But let's get into the interior of the helmet. So again, I did release the cheek pads on the side, so I should be able to just grab and pull them out. If I undo the double D-ring system closure, go ahead and snap it out, and then it'll just pull out. And you can really see it's a tab system, so it does just slot inside there. And I'll pull the other one out and I'll show you what it actually looks like. You can see the orange system built into the liner. That is the release system inside there. That'll go ahead and slide and lock it in or unlock it if you're going to pull it out. Really cool system. Again, I thought that's a really great way to have riders designing interiors of helmet. I think it's a really clever way to look at it and really just approach it as an all-new system. Pull out the top liner. You can see there's no snaps at the rear. I'm sorry, 2 snaps at the rear as well as a slotted portion to go up in, and then no brow snaps or anything like that. It's just a brow mounted system, so you don't get any pressure points or undue pressure points at the top. Looking at the EPS, this is designed for off-road use. So again, you get good channels in the EPS to go ahead and help flow air, as well as some pretty massive speaker pockets. Again, designed for the XCOM3, but you can go ahead and use any universal system built in there. We didn't have any issues fitting them up when we were testing this one out. All in though, I think Nexx did a great job at updating the X.WED line. We're seeing quite a few new helmets come out of Nexx. If you're looking for a carbon fiber version, they do have that for a couple extra bucks. You get extra features in there as well as all the other accessories that you get with the standard version. But all in, I think Nexx did a great job in taking a helmet that was popular, had some customer complaints about features, took those, listened, and went ahead and updated them in the all-new X.WED3. But if you have any other questions, go ahead and click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about the new X.WED3. If you still have questions after that, our customer service team are all riders, happy to help you get all set up. If you have questions about sizing or anything like that, they can help you out. Feel free to reach out to them. But I want to thank you in joining me for checking out the all-new Nexx X.WED3 helmet. I'm Pat, and I'll see you in the next video.